once again. Thank you for inviting me into your living room, your bedroom, or wherever you might be sitting at this present moment. I know you may not like everything, but the truth is a very powerful thing. Nobody loves the truth. Blacks do not like to hear when they're wrong. Indian who's coolie don't like to hear when they're wrong. For an example, no race wanted to know that they're wrong when they know that they're wrong. But somebody got to tell you the truth. The man who hates you will encourage you, but the one who's concerned about your future will let you know so you can make an alteration, which is a correction, so your children and the other children will not make the same mistake. A few days ago, APNU have lost a very powerful leader in their party, a woman, Miss Bakar, I think. Even though my sympathy goes out to the family and the friends, I must say one thing. While she was in Parliament, or whatever she was doing, it was not the interest of the nation, but the interest of herself and her party and those who she was closely attached to. Like the politicians them in there, they didn't do anything for you. Now, Mr. Granger, David Granger, the leader of APNU, like leaders of other political party, they will come out and campaign and tell you all the good things as much as the ruling party. They will give you all the promises over and over and over, false promises. Nothing is fulfilled. Corruption climbed to the highs. If you study the corruption between a fire who throws smoke and a politician like what you have in your parliament, which one rise more? Guyana corruption is first in front of any fire. First in front of a smoke that rises to this cloud. So my citizen, I am telling you the truth, and I know many of you may not like what I'm telling you, but digest it, sit down and relax and understand it. You Indian and blacks cannot live without each other. It is like night and day. None can do without each other. You are the two who's holding back the progress of the country. One is still holding back to Mother India, while the other one talk of Africa, but yet don't concern about it. I heard the rumors that some blacks in society are claiming it's only a matter of time they will drive the other race out of Guyana and they will take Guyana. Guyana belongs to them. Now, well, I got a message for them. If that is what you think, I beg of you, don't try that. It will be one of your biggest mistakes, and it might be the annihilation of the race. Do not do it if you know what I'm talking about. Now, if you claim that Africa belongs to you, then you will have to choose what part of Africa you come from. Ghana, Nigeria, Nairobi, Kenya. Think. Somali. So ladies and gentlemen, wake up to reality and stop criticizing and work together. What happens in the past of the slave trade and the cheap labor trade, those are hundreds of years behind us. We must work together to save our country and put our people forward. Those politicians you got is nobody close to you. Every Guyanese family should be giving a piece of land to build a house. And assistance to build a house with the natural resources the country got. But at the same time, how we know India belongs to Indians, Africa belongs to Africans, Europe belongs to European, and China belongs to Chinese, how we forgot that Guyana belongs to Amerindian? Are we hypocrites like those who we are listening to? I want you to understand this clearly. The PNC, who's APNU, like Justice for All, the WPA, and AFC, they all want to get rid of the PPP because they are the ruling party. Yes, and they all will have an answer to give to you that you wanted to hear. Ask them what they are doing in Parliament. If the party that is ruling the country is not good, and the good fellows and ladies, they should walk out of the Parliament and close the door. Because the ruling party will be there by themselves, and they can protest peacefully, demonstrate peacefully, and show the world that they are not going to be a part and parcel and sit down next to corrupt people who they deem to be corrupt. But I got a question here. The PPP is ruling now, and you know you're seeing a little progress around the country, but it is very, very corrupt. The PNC had once ruled that country for 26 natural years by themselves. I'm not talking about the coalition, it will be 28. 26 by himself. After Digar collated with Bonham, they kick him out. Then you had Ferdinand Singh, UF leader, who replaced Digar. He drink himself through parliament and couldn't remember what he voted for. And then later, we brought about a young Indian guy who returned from Canada named Manzoor Nadir, another bloody hypocrite. A man who sold his soul for $1 bill and his generation for position. But there is a God and something named time. They are not going far. And I have no apology. All of us will be judged one day, whether you kill me or not. The time is coming. The PPP got blood on their hand like the PNC. And here the PNC, who's up now, is saying, get rid of the PPP. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest with you. If what they are saying makes sense because of the corruption and friends owning this and that, and all this no law and order, people are getting killed, drug dealers are robbing people, they are killing you, nothing can come out of it, because you're buying over certain things in society. Let's face reality, then they are right. But who are we going to replace them with? People from the PNC? People in APNU? 80% of them, or 90% of them is PNC members. They're only waiting. They will try everything. They'll put on a clown face, a dress. They will act as a preacher with a Bible, a Quran, and a Ramayana just to get back in. Take it from me. If we do not want the PPP, because they're corrupt, we must not choose members from the PNC because they're destructive. Guyana once had 3 counties had train station. Train run on line. Ask them who destroyed. Was it because the 3 counties in the line was bringing out food from Indian farmers, which would sell cheap in the country? So Bonham scrapped the train line, and Roma has it, it went to Zambia, and some of the line or something went to Cuba. Now these things could be rumors. I am asking these questions. Where it went? Bonham nationalized a lot of white people business. And who own it today? Children of cheap labor. Children who buy them out. Did they pay the right price? Those treasures must be returned to the nation. Guyana Store, JP Santos, and not forgetting many other ones, Sambach Parker. So all who own it right now, they're only paying to use it. In the right government, those things must be taken away, whether you like it or not. It's a national treasure. It belongs to the nation because your leader nationalize it, take it away, and it should not be sold to no Tom, Dick, and Harry, Boodoo, Satar, or Gangadin, or Aladdin, Smith, Weston, Chin, or Gomes. It should be the national property, which must be utilized and used for the benefit of the nation, not to turn into a capitalist society taken away from a white European country and then sell it to an Indian farmer, children, because you're a politician. No, this is nonsense. This is hypocrisy to the eyes. This is theft, and they all should be tried for it. Now you might say, Korea heading good. But so think of it. Will we replace the PPP for APNU, who is 80% PNC members? And if we don't want APNU, we don't want the PPP, will we replace it with AFC? Ramjatan is a PPP man. Nagamutu is a PPP man. And Tratman happens to be PNC. So you got one snake with 2 mangoes who form a party called AFC after fooling the country. That is what it means. After fooling the country. We do not need the PPP. We don't need APNU. And we don't need AFC. WPA, Mr. Rupert Rupnarai should pull out. CN Sharma should pull out. And the other respectable group who joined them should pull out. Because what is right for one is right for all. I'm a Guyanese too. I dissolve the rights there and change the constitution. Is all of them vote to change the constitution. So people like myself can't come back and run against them because they try to keep the brains out and those who are willing to take the chance. So ladies and gentlemen, it is up to you to make that decision. Stop fighting each other. Black people come from Africa, Indian come from India, Chinese from China, Portuguese from Europe. So stop it. The man country is the 10th tribe, the Amerindian. And the Douglas, well, who come from the other race, they can stay there too. So you all stop talking race, look at your politician very carefully, and take control of your country. Thank you.